Good morning, San Antonio. This is Sidney Guajardo coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, and we are the Trading Places. All right, let's go look for some trades. I've been scanning over the charts here a little bit on my professional chart book. It's called the Moab Alerts, and it allows you to scan trades in a heartbeat with indicators. You can just look at the indicators and see which way they're going instead of typing in each trade pair like the way we do it every day. And let me show you. So you look at here. Let me see if there's any trades. Let's see how the indicators were lining up on. Just kind of look over it here. I did this because we have students that have multiple screens, and they're able to look at all trading pairs without switching books. It's chart books, so it works out pretty good. Let me see. Let's say this one's starting to line up. You just go to your Aussie NZD trade. If you like it, this looks like it's getting ready to line up here shortly. Take the trade. It's that simple. But I really like it. But let's look at one trade at a time here. Right now I have my eyes on New Zealand yen. Let's see. $69,150. Let's go ahead and take it. New Zealand yen long. Go ahead and take that trade. First trade of the week. I really like this FX energy. You're able to take two trades at one time. Really like that. See, I like looking at this. It just I have to get used to it. The whole looking at the pips right here. Let's look at Sierra charts here. So it bounced through here. I'd be looking for a test between here and here. Let's see what happens. Should be just fine here coming up. It may test this line here. It's starting to get into the positive, that's for sure. This is definitely live trading. Not too many people do this live on Forex, especially testing out indicators. This is definitely well past the testing stage. This is up for market, so I've already tested it. I've done stress tests on these indicators where I try to blow up accounts and they're ready for market. They have been for a long time. But anyway, let's let these run. Let's go and look for some trades. Let's go to the King Solomon here. Okay, dollar, gold. Put this over here. How's everybody's weekend? Happy Father's Day. It was awesome. Spent some time with my dad. Talking about the same old story every day, all the time. That's okay, he's earned the right. Let me see here. I think gold is going to continue along with what it's doing now. It's really moving. I don't like putting indicator direction on this pair here of gold. They just move so fast. US 30 was taking off the last 12 hours, and the last 4 hours been kind of going down. So let's kind of watch that today. Hasn't opened yet, so we'll see if it spikes. There was an incident last week where it was on a really sharp upswing. As soon as the market opened, it tanked. Well, 400 points, and it kind of rebounded at the end, but it was a tough pill to swallow. It happens. So it looks like it's turning down the last 16 hours or so. Let me see here. I'm not going to give a direction on that one. Euro dollar. Long when indicators turn, and it sure did turn, so this is a good job on this one. You're going to need the indicators on this one for sure. This one looks like a baby trend. Could be retracement. I don't know. I'm going to call this long if indicators stay. Let's take a look at our FX energy. Okay, it looks like we're starting to turn into the profit here. This is what I really, really like about FX Energy, especially when you manage 3 accounts. I'm able to take, I haven't added this third account yet that I'm trading, but you're able to take trades just with 1 click. I took this one a little later. Let me see how it's doing. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm looking for this one to stop out here at this line here. It's a Fibonacci line. It just presents itself on an MT4. 207. So we're up 4 or 5 pips on this one. Okay, already. I'm going to add this one later. So what's going to happen is on FX Energy, I'll have this one set up. It'll end up being right here. You see, it shows me my pips, my profit. I usually don't like to take stop losses and put them on here. I like, since I'm hovering over my trades, I just rather tend to them this way. What I'd like to tell you guys is, since the market has been doing some really weird things, I usually been going for 15, 20, 30 pips. My average is 30 pips, but I'm going to start getting out on these trades between 7 and 10, because I had a few that went in the wrong direction last week. They ended up going positive, but I risked more than I really wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to do my strategy, but get out of the trade a little sooner. And if they go past a support or resistance line, then I'll just get back in it. It requires a little bit of work, but this year's been a little crazy, and then it is election year, so we'll see what happens on that. But we'll come back to that in a little bit. But this one just keeps moving forward. NTD JPY. Let's go look at another trade. We'll take a look at a couple more, and then we'll come back to this one. Let's go to dollar yen. This one is kind of hovering in the no man's land, which is a consolidation. It's still consolidating, so what we're going to do is just put no agreement. Wait for PM session. That sounds kind of confusing, so I'll just leave the session out. Let's look at Euro Yen. This one looks like it's starting to... Have to take a look at that one. I'd wait till about here to take a trade. It looks like, well, let's put our little tools up to show us where we're at. It could be a new trend. I like it. We just need to wait for indicators to turn. It looks like they're doing that now. Right here, anywhere between here and here's where I'd probably take that trade, because it's probably going to go here and then bounce like it did here. So you still have between here and here. Right there. How many pips is that? It's like a 20 pip move. and get rid of this one here. Let's take a look at this a little closer. Euro yen. I don't know about that. Let's wait till it turns. It's on a pretty good downtrend here. And we're going to, this could be just, I bet you what's going to happen, it's going to hit here and then continue going this trend here. On the overall trend is short. This is where you could really get hurt. Taking this trade long, if you don't take it here, it may not bounce, it just may hit here or closer and then go down, and then now you're in the opposite direction. This is where you can really hurt yourself. So this could be the beginning of a new trend, or it could be a big retracement. Who knows? But this is what happens during consolidation. So we'll see. It's right in the top here on the oversold. It may start to go in the middle of the street here, but this is a good one to watch. Euro JPY. Let's take a look at this. 1 second. NZD JPY. Whoops, let's go back this way. It's just coming back a little bit, but it's going to go, it's going to test, it's going to go right here, but that's a lot of pips. Should be good on that one. Okay, let's look at another trade. So the overall trend is short, but let's wait till let's see if it is going in an upward direction. It's got a nice little movement here, but it's wait until it bounces and comes back down. That's what I'm going to do. Or it could be, if it comes back here, it could be the beginning of a new trade or a new trend. So let's take a look at that. Let's go to Aussie dollar, US dollar. This is definitely a good one here. It's in retracement right now on the hour. So let's take a look at it. It's right here. I'm just going to put long if indicator stay. Now, pretty good upward trend here. We've got a lot before it tests here, so let's take a look at this. Aussie US dollar. This is kind of difficult here because there's a lot of ways for it to test this and come back down. And that's what it's been doing. So I would definitely wait on that. So indicators long, I would definitely watch that. Just beware. We don't have full cooperation on the 480 right now, so let's take a look at that later. Pound dollar. You can already tell there's no agreement here. Looks like it wants to turn, but as of right now, it's just no agreement. I've been putting 621, it's actually 622. Need some more coffee. Let's look at pound Swiss or dollar Swiss. Had some pretty good movement here. It's a pretty good little downward direction here, but there's still no agreement. But this is definitely going down. This is something I would look at. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Before we go into that one, let's go to here. This one looks like it's starting to test already, but let's see where we're at here. Got a little bit of ways to go. Starting moving in the direction of profit. I like that. So right now we're in NZD yen. Let's take a look at this. Look at this here, 1 second. Change these. I'm getting used to this here. Anyway, we can look at that later. This is just kind of hanging around in consolidation. Let me look at this real quick. New Zealand yen. Let's see our charts. Okay, we're on dollar Swiss now. New Zealand yen. Let's take a look. No, it's moving pretty good. It's just retracing on this one candle. We should be okay. Yeah, we're doing fine. Okay, dollar Swiss. Pound Swiss. Okay. There's some big movements last night. So far, everything's waiting for the Dow Jones to open. That's kind of odd that everything started moving late last night. That's a good indicator. I saw it. I got on at Central Time. I got on about 8 o'clock, and it looked like everything was starting to move already. So I knew it was going to be a pretty good week in Forex. I didn't think money was going to move this quickly, but it is. As you can tell, this one's in consolidation, so we'll call this one no agreement. Let's go to Aussie dollar yen. Yeah, I would wait on this one. This is definitely a trade. I'd write this down for a long. It opened up and it just shot out of, where is this? Had this gap here. It ended up, it closed the market on Friday here, and it opened up way down here, and then it just shot out of like a cannon here. So I'm gonna call this long if indicator stay. It's like a pretty good little trade. So you're gonna have to wait until this one turns. Let's go over CAD yen. Before we do that, let's go over here. Okay. I like this one long when indicators turn. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's look at this one quick second. Okay, it was retracing for a little bit, now it's coming back. We're good. All right, let's look at one more trade pair, Swiss yen. Okay, I'm kind of liking this one here. It is a Monday, so just kind of give it time to form here. So this one's definitely going long on this trend, on this little mini trend here. So long if indicators turn. This one looks good. When you do take this trade, notice there's going to be a resistance line here. So this one, it could go up and retract down. So just take a look at your surroundings here. Look at your fib line right after you take a trade. So be careful. It is a Monday, but it is also election year. So things are going to be moved a little bit different than other summers. So, all right. I hope everybody had a good Father's Day weekend. Spent a lot of time with my dad out in the country. He has a little place about 30 miles south of San Antonio. It was good talking about the old times. I talk to him every day, but he likes to repeat himself a lot. It's okay. Like I said, he's earned it. So, kind of crazy times out there. There's been a spike in the COVID-19. There's kind of two stories to this. If the more they test, which the government has really been pushing that towards, in opposition of what the president wants. It's kind of working out for the president for more testing anyway, because the more people they test, they're finding out that the mortality rate is less than 1% now, and they don't post the recoveries. There's a couple of people that I know that have had COVID, and they recovered in a couple of days. And one of them is my uncle. He's had 2 heart attacks. He's 72 years old, and he felt just tired for one day. He went to get tested. He had COVID, and ever since then he's been feeling better. Just one day's worth of aches and pains, and it went away. And he's a prime candidate to be on the mortality list. So I don't know. I know that there's been rumors that, and this affected the stock market too, where there's been rumors that the grant money was being paid. You're getting paid more grant money if the COVID was if a death was reported as a COVID. So there was a lot of deaths in the beginning related to COVID, but why isn't the fatality rate going up? These are the questions that are really making the general public just question anything that the World Health Organization says, or CDC. There's been a big spike of COVID cases, but there's also been a big spike in recoveries, which is not mentioned, and also a big downtrend in fatalities, which is not what they wanted. So anyway, who knows? But practice social distancing, wash your hands, sanitize them, do whatever you have to do, because I don't want anybody getting COVID, especially around me. So it's still a weird place out there. We're still dealing with riots and violence and looting, and it's just a crazy world. So be nice to people. Love your neighbor like you love your family, or love your family like you love your neighbor, because most people treat their neighbor better than they do their family. So let's try and treat family that way. And also, if you can, do something nice for somebody, because I feel that we're put on this planet to help people that can't help themselves. So I'll get off my pulpit. We'll see you later this afternoon. Thank you. We'll see you. Bye-bye.